The following feature presentation is part of the Skywalking Network.
It's a Neverland Clubhouse, yeah. Think of all that we will share. Disney updates and fandom will take you everywhere. It's Courtney and Kelly, two sisters that will be together. Oh, join our Neverland Clubhouse, yeah. Two is twice as nice as one. Memories of friends and family, everybody is welcome. It's Courtney and Kelly, two sisters guiding you through Disney. Together, yeah.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the 6th episode of the Neverland Clubhouse. This is the Disney podcast where we go to different park lands to share Disney stories, news, and what's going on with Disney+. We are your tour guides through Disney fandom. I'm Kelly, and this is my sister, Courtney.
Hi, everyone, and happy belated birthday, Kelly.
Hi, thank you.
Today, we will be taking you to Adventureland, where we will break down the different events we went to this month with a taste of Universal and a touch of Disney. We will be discussing both events and telling you whether we thought it was worth it. But first, let's head over to Tomorrowland because we have some Disney news to discuss. So let's hop on the Disneyland Railroad and head into Tomorrowland.
Your attention, please. All passengers, board.
Okay, and we finally have a opening date for Disneyland. And Disneyland will be reopening on April 30th.
I am so excited.
Yes.
I'm so ready to go back to the magic in some type of capacity.
Yes. Yeah, I want to ride those rides, get in all our favorite rides and drinks and food and all of that good stuff.
Definitely. So along with the park, what else is opening?
Along with the park, the Grand Californian Hotel will reopen on April 29th. And the DVC Villas at the Grand California will reopen on May 2nd.
Oh, okay. It's kind of weird to me how, April 29th is open for anybody who wants to go to Disneyland can make a reservation. Well, within reason. And then, May 2nd, they're kind of like annual pass holders, but DVC members get to make reservations a couple of days after it opens.
Yeah, I kind of understand you on this because Florida did a tiered rollout for their annual pass holders, their DVC members, the people that had tickets and vacations already planned. They had a little rollout to give people time to plan out what they were going to be able to do. And when they were going to be able to do it, when they could make park reservations, when they could go. This kind of doesn't give us much. But again, I think this was kind of rushed because the state of California gave us the theme park guidelines really without warning.
Yeah.
Because the parks had already had a touch of Disney going. And they had extended it because they had sold out.
Yeah, because they sold out all their ticket dates.
Yeah, so I really don't think they were expecting the theme park guidelines to be released.
My thing is just, it seems like I would place DVC as the same tier as annual pass holders once were. And I know Walt Disney World, they kind of put them as a priority, whereas Disneyland's not. And I know most people use them at Walt Disney World and not Disneyland, but it just seems like priority is, the other way around. If you get what my meaning.
Yeah. So with the state of California guidelines, what exactly were those guidelines, Courtney?
So we will have a capacity set on our parks, 15% in the red tier. So California has a tier system. So we have red, orange, and yellow is when our theme parks can reopen and 15% is red tier, 25% is orange tier, and 35% is in the yellow tier, which is all that we have right now. There is no green tier or like, tier where we don't have any capacity limits on. So the parks will only be operating at about 35% capacity, it looks like, once all is said and done. And we do have mandatory face masks. In any of those tiers, you have to wear face masks at the parks.
Of course.
And when I said anybody could make a reservation for the Grand Californian, I meant only California residents, because that was on the California state guidelines. Only California residents at all tiers, red, orange, and yellow. California residents are the only ones who can attend the theme parks. And that's not just Disneyland. That is any of the theme parks in California. Also, indoor rides, they said, are only 15 minutes. Like only the 15-minute rides could be open. They don't have to really worry about it because most rides are way less than 15 minutes. But also, Rise of the Resistance, Disney already announced that was going to be opening when the park reopens, and that is one of the longest rides. So I don't know if that one is going to be negotiated, because when these were put out, they said that they were still working with theme parks on the finalization of the guidelines. So I don't know if that one.
Like I said, I think these were kind of rushed, and Disney or none of the theme parks were really expecting these theme park guidelines to be dropped. That's why they came up with the events that they did in order to open and get some value back.
Revenue and cast members back, yeah.
Yeah.
Cast members back to work. And for any of the theme parks is the same household per ride vehicle at any of the tiers. So red, orange, yellow, same household can be in the ride vehicle. They don't want any intermingling of any of the groups, So, I mean, as long as they're saying that you're maybe coming together all in one ticket, maybe that's considered a household, because even in the regular state of California, you can have up to 3 households gathering right now. So, because we're doing better.
I'm interested to see if they consider a ride vehicle, though, because is a ride vehicle a section of like a roller coaster, or is it the entire roller coaster? Is it like a section of, but like
kind of weird,
because in Incredicoaster there's different sections and you're kind of separated by the sections. So yeah. I would be interested to see if the ride vehicle is considered the whole ride vehicle on Incredicoaster, or if like just you're in a section of like 4 people and then your household is 4 people. And then, is it that, and then they skip one and then they'll load another one, because those lines are going to get long, just like 1 household per vehicle.
Well, I do know that like in Florida, when they were like for Pirates of the Caribbean, it was like 1 person, like 1 household per boat. Like they were not skipping rows. It was like like they had boats to themselves. So, I mean, maybe on rides like that in Small World, it'll be like 1 household per boat. But then I know that on like Mine Train, they were skipping Snow White's 7 Doors Mine Train, they were skipping rows.
And California's restrictions have always been more strict than Florida's restrictions. Yeah. So I'm wondering if they're going to get even stricter with Disneyland and the other theme parks in California. But back to the Disneyland Resort reopening, because that's the happy part about this. They will be at the 15% capacity when they open. I believe that Disney probably is going to do a phased reopening no matter what tier we're at when we're open.
Yeah. I mean, even in Florida, they were way less than what Florida said they could open at. I think they were able to open up at 25% capacity, and they said they were even lower than that. So when they first opened in July of last year. So I think it would be better if we were at the orange tier by then. And I think we can do it based on vaccinations, but where we can be open at 25%, but they will be at 15% right now because we're all at the red.
Yes. Well, we will need park reservations, but when those park reservations become available, have not been released. How tickets will work will not be released. If park hopping is available, has not been released. And all of that has not been set in stone. So we will keep you updated as long as we have the information.
The one thing that they did update, though, is that if you do have multi-day tickets where you haven't used any of it yet, or even if you've used some of them, like used your first ticket, they did extend that to December 30th of 2022. So even if you can't get a theme park reservation right away, you can still use those tickets up until December 30th of 2022.
That's good because I have a multi-day ticket that I haven't used.
Yeah, right now you're the only one sitting out of our friend group that has tickets to go. So
I was
Lucky
smart and
you.
bought one right at the closure.
Well, the thing was is we didn't know they were canceling annual passes at that point. So
we didn't know that. No, we did not. But you can bet we are going to be trying to get those park passes and tickets if they go on sale.
Yeah. We may not be there opening day, but we'll try and be there as close to it as possible. So moving on to movie news, we have a new release date for Black Widow.
Another one.
I know this will make it
one.
the second one. So Black Widow is now coming to Disney Plus with premiere access, but it will also have a theatrical release on July 9th. So we're no longer going to get it in May. We're going to get it in July. And I know there's been a lot of chatter on the Facebook of, why are they doing this? Why are they pushing it back? Do we even need this movie anymore? And I'm like, yes, we need Black Widow and we need to give her the love and praise that she deserves. But do they need to push it back anymore? I mean, this movie is supposed to be already done and in the can and ready for the theatrical release.
No.
So why did they need to push it back again? That part I don't agree with, that they should push it back to July, because we should have already had it now over a year and a half ago. So I don't think
and
that
it messes up the timeline that we were supposed to get things in. But premiere access, I'll do it every day, all day. Take my money, take my $30. We'd spend that in the theater, or more to see Black Widow, because we'd probably take our friends and get popcorn and candy and all of that. So I'm all for the premiere access.
Yeah, because before the pre-pandemic, we were, well, at least I and my friends were part of AMC's A-List program, which gives you 3 movies like a week. Basically, you can see them as like one right after the other. You can pre-plan it out, and as long as you are in that month, you were paying like $20 a month for the program, and then all you would do is like basically say, I want to go see that movie, and then you buy all the concessions, which would be up to like $40-50 if you were buying a bunch of stuff like popcorn, candy. So paying $30 for premiere access is about the same.
Yeah, I know people want to see action movies in the movie theater. You want to see it on the big screen, but why not both? Why not do both?
Exactly.
Give them your money twice.
You know what? At this point, the whole industry needs it. It's hurting. So paid to see it twice. And then we're also going to get Cruella. Cruella with Emma Stone is coming to Disney Plus with premiere access as well. So I guess I was a little confused when they put it out there. I thought it was coming to Disney Plus, but I guess it's going to be a theatrical release. And then they decided to do it as well with Disney Plus premiere access. And that'll be May 28th.
The same day, May 28th?
Yeah, it's going to be the same day. And even with Black Widow, July 9th, it's same day. Theatrical and Disney premiere access is going to be the same day.
They're trying to probably compete with HBO Max, because HBO Max does a streaming release and a theatrical release the same day. However, on HBO Max, there is a timeline. There's an expiration date on the new streaming. Yeah, you only get 30 days to stream it.
Yeah, that's the way HBO is doing it. But Disney, they're doing the premiere access. What I think is interesting is, again, we have a Pixar movie that is just coming straight to Disney Plus. So Pixar's Luca, it's still going to come out on June 18th, but it's only going to Disney Plus, and you do not have to pay extra for it. It's with your subscription.
Yes, this is very interesting to me. I was thinking about this the other day, and I was thinking maybe because Pixar is geared more towards kids, and while parents are inclined to pay $30 for a children's movie at a theater and to go see it with them and have like a day to go see it, it may not be on their mind to pay the $30 to buy Luca and have a family watch day. It might be, it might not be. I don't know.
I would say yes, you might be on to something, except for the fact that they did Raya and the Last Dragon on Premiere Access. You had to pay $30 for it. But that's Walt Disney Animation, not Pixar. No.
I don't know. Maybe it's a balancing of how much they spent versus how much they think they're going to get off of it.
Or maybe it's a Pixar decision themselves. Maybe Pete Docter just wants to release it. I don't know. Because I don't know what the difference, why they're treating Pixar different from Walt Disney Animation. When Pixar lately has been kind of doing better than Walt Disney Animation in proceeds, or at least in the last couple of years.
Yeah, we got Soul for free on Christmas Day, and now we're getting
Mhm.
Pixar's Luca on June 18th.
It is a mystery we probably won't solve.
Yeah, right. But we did get some other exciting Disneyland news this week. On March 25th.
Yeah, on your birthday.
Yes, what a birthday present to me. On March 25th, Disneyland held a press conference and announced that they have plans for expansion. Oh my goodness.
If it goes, it's going to be great.
So if nothing's set in stone, they're just proposing this to Anaheim, right?
The city of Anaheim. Yeah. Yeah, the city of Anaheim. So they have to approve it, but they haven't done it yet. They have not gotten approval. I'm not even sure if they've really showed them the plans, but they did, put it out there in the world that they want to have the freedom to expand when they want.
And this could mean more retail locations, more dining locations, a possible third gate or park.
But even just expanding it.
If we've learned anything from Galaxy's Edge, people want new technology. They want newer rides. They want to be immersed in the lands. They want to be immersed in the movies. And giving them more land to do it would be great.
Yeah. All I'm saying is we need Adventures Campus first before you do anything Disney. Just saying.
True.
Yeah. And so, like we said, it all depends on the approval of Anaheim, of the city. So they were planning on expanding a couple of years back. We all were talking about it, how they were going to build a new hotel, a new, walkway to get to Disneyland from the other side of Harbor. And Anaheim was not for that. Something about the plans changing. Then they got all uppity about it and they canceled it.
Having gone to Florida and seen the humongous parks and different things that they can do with land and different things that they can add on and what they can do with Fantasyland over there and what they can do with the hotel that they're building, the Star Wars hotel they're building.
Yeah.
It just makes you just a little jealous. We don't get any of the cool stuff. And in other places like Shanghai and Tokyo and all those cool rides that are over there, we just don't have room for them in the park that we have. And it's not to say that the park isn't great and nostalgic and we have great rides and it feels cozy, but you can't help but be like, I want that ride over here. All right.
Yeah, right.
So if they can get more land, if they can get more room to build out, Disney's only going to do great things with it and bring tourism to the city.
Right. And what I was getting at is after this now post-pandemic or getting to the end of the pandemic, Anaheim is hurting. So with this proposed expansion, they might be more for it because it means more jobs, more people coming to Anaheim. And so they might be more on board with it. So we might just get expansion. Well, we shall keep a close eye on those expansion plans, but now it is time to head over to Adventureland to share the latest and greatest adventures we have this month. This month, we attended 2 special ticketed events, Taste of Universal and A Touch of Disney. Here's a breakdown of the 2 events and our thoughts on each of them.
On March 19th, me and Courtney headed over to Universal Studios, Hollywood, to go to A Taste of Universal, which is their food and shopping event. It was a special ticketed event. $44 for this ticket with an annual pass discount. I think it was $48 for regular people that just wanted to attend. The funny thing about A Taste of Universal was that it actually dropped the same day A Touch of Disney tickets dropped. And with everybody trying to get A Touch of Disney tickets, we were like, wait, Universal just made this a food and shopping event too, and their tickets were on sale already. So we hopped over to their website and got A Taste of Universal tickets. And we went on a Friday, and what you got with their $44 ticket was you got 5 different tastes. And what a taste was a food item. So any food item could be a taste. It could be pizza, it could be ice cream, it could be a drink, soda, anything you want, just not alcoholic beverages. We did have to pay for parking for $10, but that kind of changed the day we went because before they weren't charging.
The day that we went, the movie theater opened. So they started charging $10 for parking.
So that is something that we're going to say that Universal has kept changing this event and what it came with. But at the time, we had to pay for parking. And we were able to go to all the shops and purchase all the items. Harry Potter World was open, and you could use the tastes in the land. It was so much fun. We had a really good time. We did a lot that day. We only had a short amount of time because we got there about like 2:30ish, 3 o'clock-ish.
Yeah, it was a little after 3. So, and the event went to 7 because since it was a Friday, I had to work in the morning, and so did a couple of our friends. So,
but this event was really cool.
Yeah, if you're going to the Taste of Universal now, they've opened up the lower lot, so you'll be much more spread out than what we were because we were only confined to the upper lot.
But I don't know if that changed our like crowd level at all. Maybe because we went later in the day, we still kind of had to wait in lines for food because it was social distancing and the food was cafeteria style. So there was like no mobile ordering or anything like that. So you had to go in and basically order the food. They gave you the food. There was no trays. So you had to carry everything.
Oh, yeah, I didn't like
you had
that.
to carry everything.
Yeah, especially if you were like the only one in line with your party and you bought more than one thing. Like they didn't give you a tray. When we were over at the Minion Cafe, they gave me no trays, and I had like 3 things I was carrying, and I was trying to get out the payment and all that, or give them my card, and it was just a mess. on that like particular thing, just no trays for the food.
Yeah. The best part about this was we got to go into Harry Potter World and go to the shops there, and we were able to do like the wand magic, like the interactive wands were working, and that was just so much fun to be in the atmosphere. You also had Springfield open. Most of Springfield was open. That's the Simpsons area. Those were really fun. We had a couple of character interactions with a Minion. And
And the conductor of the Hogwarts Express,
Yes,
the
the
conductor was
conductor.
out. So we got a picture with the conductor. I feel like the conductor, especially since he's like the only meet and greet character in Harry Potter, in the Wizarding World, that they have consistently, he makes it. And so that was a really fun interaction that we had.
And of course, they had all the picture cars.
In the circle, they had all the Fast and Furious cars out. That was really neat too to see from the back lot.
Movie cars, yeah.
We did eat a lot of food when we were there.
Well, because the ticket does come with 5 tastes, that gives you like a wealth of options to take your
Yes.
5 tastes and go and find all the food that you want to eat and not
Yeah.
worry about
I
extra
mean,
money.
And if you're like into sharing, I mean, we did share some things, but like if you're into sharing, then you can get a lot for your buck, especially since everybody has like 5 tastes. So you can get a lot of food. What we had is the fish and chips, the butterbeer ice cream. I got an apple cider, and we had a sticky toffee pudding from their 3 broomsticks.
Yes, that was in Harry Potter World, and that was so good. The butterbeer ice cream, I highly recommend if you like the butterbeer drink.
So if you don't like it in drink form, you can get it in ice cream.
It tastes like almost like a cream soda and in ice cream form, like a vanilla cream soda.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
And apple cider, the apple cider that I had was really good, but it's just regular apple cider.
It was like apple juice. And the sticky toffee pudding was amazing.
So
I love that.
good. And it was warm and it was just good. Then we went to the Minion Cafe. Now this is a brand new cafe that they just put in. It used to be Gru's Lab. And it wasn't always open. It was like open seasonally and nobody really went there. So over the course of being shut down, they changed it into the Minion Cafe. It's right there by Super Silly Funland when you come out of the Minion ride. The food there, it could be really good. I will say that. It was supposed to be really good. Ours was not.
Out of the 3 places that we ate, this place was kind of a letdown.
So the bacon ranch chicken and mac and cheese, the chicken was hard and was like a breast, so it was dry chicken. And then the ranch, it wasn't dressing or anything. It was ranch crumble and then bacon bits on top of that. Yeah. And then the mac and cheese, it was like it had no cheese on it. It was just like the noodles, but they were just kind of dry noodles.
Yeah, I was missing like a cream sauce or like a cheese sauce. Like I was missing the mac and cheese from this bacon ranch chicken mac and cheese. But the flavor was really good. And
that's what I'm saying. It could be really good, but it just wasn't.
It just needed a little bit more like sauce. That was probably my least favorite of the day.
You got a unicorn cupcake.
The unicorn cupcake was like a vanilla sprinkled cupcake. If you like the confetti cake mixes out there, you'll like the unicorn cupcake. It had a lot of frosting on it, but I enjoy frosting. It had edible glitter on it. There was a lot of glitter on it.
Edible glitter.
Yes, but it was good. I liked it. It was very sweet.
And then I got the loaded tots. So for me, loaded usually means like sour cream, bacon, chives, like kind of like a loaded baked potato and cheese. Yeah, no, this was tots and it was like chili just smashed all over it, like just on top, and barely had any cheese on it. And it was just like chili cheese fries, but in tot form, which that's not the way it looked on the picture. It looked like it I guess like it did show chili, but it was like a little bit of chili and like had more stuff on it. And this was just like chili overran it. So yeah, not my favorite. But if you like chili cheese fries, you'll like the chili tots. And then we got the loaded chicken nachos. That was good. It had sour cream. It was like basically your nachos, but it had chicken in it. But our friend Jasmine, we went with Jasmine and Tyler, and they They said the chicken was kind of the same as what they had used in the macaroni and cheese. So we were like, oh, okay. We'll pass on that then. And then we went to Hollywood and Dine. And this is where we got like all of the desserts.
What I liked there was the funnel cake with the peanut butter and chocolate. It was so good. It was like a mini funnel cake. They had put it in like this cup and they put chocolate sauce all over it and peanut butter chips and whipped cream, and it was so good.
I had the same, but strawberry, because I don't do peanut butter chocolate. So I don't do chocolate things very often. So I got the strawberry one. And then I got to order the beignets, which beignets are beignets. They were really good. At this time, we had a lot of food already, so I wasn't really that hungry. So I don't think we finished the beignets, but they were really good. Our friends got the spicy chicken sandwich and a brownie.
Yeah, the food was good. And I think if we had paid for all these things, we would have been a little bit more like it wasn't worth it. But because we had all these tastes and the taste, it could have been anything. And all of this stuff's ranged from like $7 to $10. We
Yeah.
spent well beyond the ticket that was $44.
Well, remember, I did pay for the tots, like out of pocket, because I had used 2 of my tastes at the 3 broomsticks because the apple cider was a taste.
That would be a tip: is don't use a taste for drinks. Soda
Yeah.
and water and apple cider, do not use a taste for that. You can purchase that. Those are usually between $5 or $6. Use the taste for like the $10 items or like the
Yeah.
$8 items, and you'll get more out of that.
But you live, you learn.
But what was really cool because we got to see Secret Life of Pets too, that area, that
Yes.
new area, and Super Nintendo Land. Oh yeah.
Well, they took out Walking Dead and they put in the Secret Life of Pets, and that's going to be a new dark ride when it opens. Now, I don't know if they'll open it exactly right when Universal opened, but I know right before the pandemic, when they closed down, they were getting ready to open that. That was supposed to open March 27th of 2020, and they closed down on the 13th. So when it opens, Walking Dead will be no more, and you'll have the Secret Life of Pets. And then we also got to see Super Nintendo Land being built. So that's on the lower lot right next to the Transformer ride, and it's going to be a whole new land dedicated to Super Nintendo.
Yes, so fun. The Secret Life of Pets area was super cute. There's a little pet shop in there that you could go into and adopt a pet. You can adopt a dog or a cat or a little stuffy,
Yeah.
like a little stuffed animal.
Yeah, they give you bandanas for them.
So it's a cute little area. I can't wait to go on the dark ride. I'm sure it's going to be a cute one.
Yeah. If you do want to see it, we did go live in that area on our Instagram at Neverland Clubhouse Pod, and it is an IGTV, so you can see exactly what we're talking about.
Yes. And Super Nintendo Land, I'm super excited for that. That's nostalgia in a can right there.
Right there. But there is no date on like when they'll be finished or anything. So that was our day at Universal. So let's compare that with Disney's version of it, A Touch of Disney. So this event was $75 compared to Universal's $44 that we paid. But Disney did include parking at the Mickey's and Friends parking structure, as well as a $25 dining gift card, and you got unlimited photo pass photos. I mean, they're both worth the price, but I feel like Disney was giving you a little bit more.
Yeah, Disney gives you a lot more for $75, whereas Universal, it wasn't as much, but you didn't pay as much either. So
I feel like they were both trying to do the same thing, but Disney just did it a little bit better.
Disney always does it just a little bit better.
Yeah. So the food that they were offering was iconic foods from Disneyland, because Disneyland is still closed, as well as the food from DCA and from the food festivals that they usually have going on in DCA. which is different food. And Universal was just offering their regular park food at the regular restaurants, but for a taste. So you got the tasting card. All of DCA was open. You couldn't go over by Guardian. So that was blocked off with a photo pass person. So you could take pictures, but it was blocked off.
I believe that's considered like Avengers Campus adjacent. So, yeah.
So you couldn't go to Avengers Campus.
They're not going to let you in any place you can see Avengers Campus.
And mobile ordering was available, which it wasn't at Universal. But I'm not sure pre-pandemic if Universal had mobile ordering in the first place.
I don't think they did.
And then you could shop in almost all of the shops. There was a few shops that were not open. They did have Bing Bong Sweet Shop in the back open, but that line was always really long because it wasn't usually open when we just had Buena Vista Street open pre-Touch of Disney.
Well, it was a hot day, so they serve like slushies there with like boba balls in them. So people they like those.
Yeah. And then we ate all the food. We had so much food. So we each got Monte Cristos, the half of Monte Cristo. And we got the mac and cheese with the barbecue brisket. Yeah. Mac and cheese, barbecue brisket. That was so much better than the mac and cheese at Universal. It was creamy. It had brisket on top. And for some reason, the combination of barbecue and the meat and the mac and cheese was just so good. It was like having Wood Ranch, which is a really good like steakhouse here in California. It's really good.
Yeah.
And then we wanted Dole Whips, so we had to mobile order them from Adorable Snowman. So we each got a Dole Whip.
Oh my gosh. It was so nice to have a Dole Whip. I had a Dole Whip for my birthday.
Yeah. And we just like sat out on the pier and looked over them like testing out Incredicoaster. It was great.
Yes. While we were eating our Dole Whips. It was kind of fun eating a Dole Whip in a different place because usually you're eating Dole Whip at the Tiki Room and you're not really other places at the park. So it was kind of like a little sneaky that you got to eat it over in Pixar Pier.
And then we went to the festival booth, Delish, and we had the Mickey waffle. So we had Mickey waffle, and it came with like berries and like strawberry syrup, and it was nice and whipped cream. And so it was a normal Mickey waffle, but it's good to be on property eating Mickey waffles again.
It tasted pretty good. A Mickey waffle always tastes good.
Yeah, but not with farm stand punch.
No, it was good. But it was really sour. So it had like pineapple juice, orange juice, lime juice, and peach juice. And I don't know if the peach juice just wasn't very sweet, but it was like pineapple and orange juice that was very sour. And then the lime juice on top of it just made it very sour.
And then eating the Mickey waffle with it just was sour.
But then we had like dinner at like Cocina Cucamonga, which is the Mexican place on the
Pacific Wharf
boardwalk. Yeah, the Pacific Wharf.
No,
the wharf.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had the barbacoa tacos and the Bengal skewers. Now, this was good.
From Bengal Barbecue. I loved this. Now, for me, the barbacoa tacos was a little bit spicy. So having the Bengal skewers, I think was with the Zulu sauce, the sweet Zulu sauce, really cut the spiciness of the tacos.
Yeah, so I really thought that this food was so much better than the Universal food. So it's a little bit more gourmet, it's a little bit more high end, but all their park food is from Disneyland too, and Disneyland has such good food anyway, that it wasn't just their normal food.
Yeah, I think usually when we go to Universal, we hit Springfield. At this particular event, Springfield was the longest line, so we did not stand in that line. So we ate everywhere else but Springfield. But eat in Harry Potter World if you're going to eat at Universal, because that's what the best food is. And then Disney's food I would say overall, Disney food was better.
Yeah, the $25 didn't go very far though. The
Yeah.
$25 credit, but it did help. I mean, we probably would have bought these things anyway, if even if we didn't have the $25 credit, and would have been way more. The tastes were a good idea, and I liked the taste. I liked that you didn't have to like pay extra, but the food was definitely way better at Disneyland.
I like the fact that Universal gave us the taste cards. I think that would have been a good way to go for Disney as well, especially like giving 5 for each person and having everything like, don't worry about the pricing. It's just a taste, it's a credit, basically. Like, I think they would have gotten a lot more people trying a lot more food, basically.
So the $25 didn't seem to go as far as the tastes went.
Yeah. So the highlight of this event was the photo opportunities. We took so many photos everywhere. And the character interactions. I love this. Like, I almost cried watching Goofy and Max fishing off of the pier. Oh yeah, that was hilarious. I love that.
I could have sat there all day and watched Goofy and Max just fish with a chicken and a flag on the end of their
Right?
rods.
And every once in a while, Max would throw his pole up and the chicken would get stuck on the roof. And he'd signal to Goofy, like, what is going on here? Can you help me get my chicken off the roof? That was
It was like a
hilarious.
little rubber chicken on the end of his fishing rod, and it was just hilarious. And Minnie and Daisy were up on the swings.
Silly symphony swings, yeah.
We didn't get to see Mickey or Donald. Some people saw them, but we only saw Minnie and Daisy. But she was cute. She was playing hide and go seek with her eyes and
Yeah.
waving to everybody. She was so cute. We had Joy over at the Emotional Whirlwind as well. She was really cute. She had a little core memory. Went over to Cars Land and saw Lightning McQueen and Mater.
And then we just by chance caught Chip and Dale, and they were playing with pine cones in the forest over at Grizzly Peak.
Pine cones and acorns.
Oh.
And they were kind of dancing to the music. They were kind of giving you a little like dance performance to the music. It was so cute.
Can't remember what was playing, but they were definitely dancing to it.
Yeah. You could have played the boardwalk games. They were free. Apparently they were not free like a week before, but
Like when they first opened.
You'd had to pay for them, but they've made them free since, but there's no prizes.
So I guess what happened on opening day was you had to pay regular price for the games, which I think they're only like $5 usually or something like that. And you have to get the little card. You like load your $5 on the card, and then you take it over there and you play it, and they were giving away prizes. Well, then something stopped working, whether it was the card machine or whatever. So then they were doing it free. I don't think they were giving the prizes anymore, but now they're just free and no prizes. So, but the boardwalk games were open, and they still had the WandaVision photo up. And so we took another picture there, and then they had the Falcon and Winter Soldier area. That was neat. And they have a shield with the Falcon wings out of it, and you could take pictures there.
Yeah, and the 65th anniversary photo op was there with Tinkerbell and the castle. It was so cute. We also got the 20th anniversary picture for the legacy pass holders as well. Yeah, so these photo ops were definitely something to do while you're not hungry anymore, and getting those interactions with the characters without having to stand in line with the characters were great. This was so much more than Universal had out. I think Universal had a Minion, they had a donkey from Shrek, and they had cars from the movies. Yeah, as well as the conductor. And not much else. They had a couple of like a taste of Universal setups that you could do, but nobody to really take the pictures for you, and they can't really touch your phones. So you have to like kind of either, if you're with somebody, have them take the picture. And there were a couple of those at Disney as well, but having a PhotoPass photographer just kind of say, okay, stand here, we'll get this shot, and now come over here and we'll get this shot, and then just scan your phone at the end and you got all the pictures was really added a lot of value to the ticket. Well, it did for us because we did a lot of pictures.
Yeah. And they did the magic shots. So like they superimposed like Donald Duck's nephews on on one of our pictures. One of them they told us like put your arms out. Donald Duck's falling and you'll catch him. So it was like little fun ones too.
Yeah, so we had a lot of fun taking all the photos and getting to interact with the cast members. The PhotoPass cast members were so cute. They were like, come over here and take a picture over here. And then like one girl was like, I'm trying to figure out something different to do with you guys. So they took our little buttons that we had on A Touch of Disney and they made us hold them out and they kind of made a special moment for us at the trolley car. I love having these cast members back. They seem excited to be back and they seem really excited to be back to their jobs. So that was a really cool, magical moment for us.
Definitely. They were very happy to be back. All of them were super happy to be back, even at both parks, really. Universal, there wasn't really a bad interaction with the cast member either. They were super happy to be back to work. That's just what these events are about, getting those cast members back because they had announced them before they had an announcement of opening up the park. So they really wanted to get their cast members back to work, and it's worked.
The one thing that I wish they would figure out is how not to make us walk the tram route. That was a long walk.
Yeah, it was a really, especially when you're like tired at the end of the day. Oh, and another thing is there's no way into downtown Disney.
Well, there wasn't when we tried to get out of A Touch of Disney. We couldn't get into downtown Disney. They made us go around and there was no way back. They made us go all the way back to our car. So we wanted to go to World of Disney. We wanted to do a little bit more shopping, but there was no way to do that at that time. Yeah. I don't know if it was just like a capacity because it was a weekend, it was a Saturday, or if we just didn't figure out where the opening was, but to us, it didn't seem like you could get into downtown Disney. So that is something that people have to be aware of, that if downtown Disney is at capacity, they may not be able to go to downtown Disney after A Touch of Disney.
So we just ended up leaving and getting home around 8:30. So we did not stay till the very end of the event. We left about 7-ish. But we had gotten there. We were like the third car to go into the parking structure. So we had a long day anyway.
Courtney likes to go early.
Yes. If I can be there, well, the way that I do downtown Disney is I go when that parking lot opens, because I know they intermittently close it and open it. And if I'm driving an hour down there, I don't want that lot to be closed. So I'm going exactly when it opens. But we didn't do that this time. We went exactly when Mickey and Friends opened, because Mickey and Friends did not open until 11:30 a.m. So,
but we got there at 11:15. Actually, we were getting off the freeway at 11:15. And we were like the third car to go into the parking lot when they removed the cones.
Yeah. So was it worth it? I think both events are worth it to different degrees. I mean, Universal, that was our first event. So it was just great being back in a theme park after a year of being away from the theme parks, like actually inside. We've gone to downtown Disney a lot, a few times. But we've never been really in a theme park, since a year. So it was great being back in there. Was the food great? It was and it wasn't. Depends on where you were eating. At Universal. Disney, yes. Definitely worth it to do A Touch of Disney. It was worth it sitting in that 5-hour line thinking, am I going to get a ticket? Am I not? Let me tell you, it was easy. It was easier getting a ticket to Taste of Universal. But yeah. Both, I felt it was worth it. Kelly, what about you?
Yes, I did think both were worth the price that it was. However, Universal is $30 less than Disney, and would I have paid $75 for Universal? I probably would have, but it probably wouldn't have been worth $75. And the fact that it was only $40, I think it was definitely worth it. Like I said, we spent more than that in food with the tastes.
And
Um,
shopping.
and shopping. We both got stuff. I got a shirt and pants that were like Gryffindor, of course, because I had to do my Gryffindor.
I got a Universal sweatshirt, and then I got a few things for our nieces, so we got that.
Yeah, so we definitely took their time and spent there, but we only did go from like 3 to 7 at Universal, and we went from 11:30 to 7 at Disney and spent way more time at Disney than we did at Universal. But I don't think we did everything at Universal that we wanted to do. So I think they were both worth the price that they were. And that's just the difference between Universal and Disney.
Well, and Universal's much smaller than Disney, and they only had half the park open. They only had the upper lot open. So,
Yeah, I'm sure now if they have the lower lot open, they may have more characters out. They may have more shops open. They may have more food options.
the one person I saw that went after it being opened, she said Jurassic Cafe was open. And so they do have a little bit more food options. I did not see any more shops or characters out. So, what was your favorite part of each event?
Universal, my favorite part was getting to hang out in Harry Potter Land because that's where I like to hang out. Getting butterbeer ice cream because I had never had butterbeer ice cream. That was one of my saved tastes. I saved a taste specifically for butterbeer ice cream. I also loved getting to see the Secret Life of Pets 2 area. That was kind of cool, kind of like a before the crowds. You kind of get to explore it. You didn't get to go on the ride, of course, but you got to explore the little area that's there and see the new stuff and the new merchandise from Secret Life of Pets that goes along with that area. And my favorite part of Disney was the photos. I loved taking all the photos and the cast members that were taking the photos. Those were so good. I think we took over like 60 photos. I don't even know. There was so many. And all the little characters that were behind you, they kind of do stuff behind you and kind of try and get in your picture and make it a little funny, make it a little cute. So that's just the magic of Disney a little bit, the difference there.
My favorite part of Universal was it was our first event in over a year of being in a theme park. So I love that aspect of it. And also being in the Wizarding World, watching our friends do the interactive windows with the wands. That was really fun. I don't have an interactive wand. I need to rectify that. But to be able to, play with the windows as well, but watching them do it was really fun. And just hanging out with them at a theme park, like almost normal. It was great.
Both days felt almost normal because
Yeah,
at
definitely.
Universal, our days spent there usually do consist of food, hanging out with our friends, and just kind of talking and getting a drink or two and going on some of the rides. Universal's never really a go, go, go type of theme park for us. It's more
Yeah.
of a laid back type of theme park for us.
Exactly. And then at Disney, definitely the photo ops. We had so much fun doing all of the photo ops. And then watching Goofy and Max. I could sit there and watch them all day long. They definitely were a highlight and made my day. And I love them anyways because I love a Goofy movie. And I think it's the most underrated Disney movie ever. But watching Goofy and his son Max fishing off of the pier was just wonderful.
And they were out for long periods of time. Like the other
Yeah.
characters, they came, they went, sometimes where they were there, sometimes they weren't. But every time I looked up, Goofy and Max was there.
Yeah.
So they definitely were the showstoppers. They were in the most congested area, I would say, where all the food booths were. So it kind of gave people like something to kind of watch off in the distance while they ate. We kind of found a really good table right across the way where the wine country Trattoria would have been and sat and just watched them for dinner, and that was really cool.
Well, we had so much fun being in the theme parks again, and we cannot wait until the parks officially reopen.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun and so much good times. We can't wait to share it all with you. We want to thank you guys for listening today. We also want to give a big shout out and thank you to Rob Dellinger for composing our theme song. To hear more of Rob's work and to see where he will be playing next, please go to his website, alpharhythmkings.com.
We are part of the Skywalking Network, Skynet, where you can also find other great shows like Talking Apes,
Classic Marvel Star Wars comics,
the Max Effects podcast,
Resilient Squadron cast,
Totally Tell Me Everything,
and the flagship show, Skywalking Through Neverland.
Sign up for the weekly Skywalking Network newsletter. The sign-up form is available in our show notes. You can check out all the Skywalking Network podcasts and articles at skywalkingthroughneverland.com.
You can follow us on social media at Neverland Clubhouse Pod, at CLT8622, and at Kelly Turkel on Instagram, at Cuddles25 on Twitter, and Kelly Turkel and Courtney Turkel on Facebook.
You can also find us in the Skywalking Through Neverland Facebook group. Just search Facebook for Skywalking Through Neverland group. Request to join, and then answer the questions that pop up. Do it, or we can't let you in. All right, then. Second star to the right and straight on till morning. Join us for our next adventure from the Neverland Clubhouse.